welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you quite a long video. I'm not even gonna lie to you, so grab a drink, stick around for a while because we're gonna be here. So as you guys may know, the Book Junkie Trials readathon is taking place the entire month of July, and I have decided that I wanted to participate in it because lately I have really been enjoying these month-long readathons just because it gives you the entire month to read. You don't have to read your certain amount of books in a week or 10 days. You have the entire month, and that way too, if you need like a 2-day break, you have the rest of the month to read. So I am on Team Mage for the Book Junkie Trials, and we have to start a whole 3 days early because that is our, I can't remember what they call it, I guess like the pros and the cons, but that's like our strength. That's what they call it. They call it the strength, and so that's our strength, that we get to start 3 days earlier than all the other teams. Therefore, I'm having to finalize and lock in my TBR kind of earlier than everybody else. It's making me really nervous, to be honest, but there are quite a few challenges, and I'm not gonna list these in any specific order. I'll let you guys know which are for the mage group and which are just the extra challenges. They said that you can just decide to do your 5 challenges for your team and not worry about the other ones, but if you wanted to be the quest master and have special privileges for next year's readathon, then you could try to complete all of them. And honestly, I am going insane, and I am going to lock in all of these books that I have on my TBR, just because there are a lot of books that I own, but I also had to order a few to make sure that I had everything, and I only have one dragon book as far as I know, and that is one of the topics, and you'll see that in this TBR as well in another spot. So I kind of I needed to order that book, and I had my eyes on it anyway. But without further ado, I have my handy dandy bullet journal spread here with all the information so that I can keep things straight. And I'm gonna let you guys know, like I said, which challenges are for which books and so on and so forth. But my first one and the biggest book that I am going to try and tackle, I'm starting this, I don't know if I'm going to start this Friday or not, because like my readathon starts Friday and we're supposed to be going to the beach for Friday and part of Saturday. But the first book that I decided that I am most definitely gonna do is part of the Intimidate You extra challenge for me, and that is Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I bought it because everybody was talking about it, and I had planned to do a buddy read with a group. I don't know what happened with that, but I have it mapped out for 75 pages a day. I thought it was 100, but it's 75, and I can read that in 10 days and get it finished. So hopefully, I'm debating if I want to bring this with me or not because it's right at 1,000 pages. But we'll see what I decide in the end. The next book I have happens to be another extra challenge that is right above this one, and it is an indulgent read. So basically, you can read whatever you want for this book, whatever makes you happy. And for that, I had it on my June TBR, but I'm not going to get to it this month, and that is Don't Date Rosa Santos by Nina Moreno. I am really excited about this one, and like, it's short, it's contemporary. It'll be an easier read compared to some of the other books on my TBR that I'm excited about as well, but I just know it's going to take me a little more effort to get into the other ones. but Don't Date Rosa Santos is my indulgent read. Then I picked up for the rich world building. I was trying to find it on my list. Rich world building, because I really enjoyed the first book in this trilogy and it had a lot of world building in it. I wanted to continue on in the series, and with that being said, I have A Gathering of Shadows by Victoria Schwab. This is the exclusive collector's edition that I bought off of Amazon. I'm not going to be reading this one. I have paperback up on the top shelf. You can't see it. That I already have mapped out as well for like one section of the book a day. And I can finish it in 10 days as well. Then the next book I have, shout out to my benches at the beach or on the beach. Y'all, I failed. I don't remember our group chat name. But my benches that helped me pick this book out. For my hint of romance, I have Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I have owned this forever. Have not read it yet. I was waiting for Sydney Marie, get on it, to finish the Grisha trilogy before I continued. But your girl is continuing this month. And I have, of course, the Sprayed Edges one. But I'm excited to read this. A little bit nervous because it's been a while since I've been in Leigh Bardugo's world, but we will see how I like it. Then for the read a tearjerker, I didn't really know if it's going to be a tearjerker or not, but I picked it anyway because it seems like it's going to be to me, and that is Where the Crawdads Sing. I got this book from the library. If you watched my previous library haul, got it from the library this week. And I haven't started it yet, so I figured it's due back on July 5th and I better get on it quick. So I'm going to be reading this pretty soon. Then the next book I have is for the TBR Forever Challenge. So a book that's been on your to be read list or your shelves forever. And for me, this book is Out of the Easy by Rosa Patties. I've had this book since I was in high school, and your girl's been graduated for 4 years now, and I just haven't picked it up. I read her other book, Between Shades of Grey, and I really enjoyed it. I read it in high school as well, but now I guess I'll be reading Out of the Easy, and it's not super long either, so I should be able to read it pretty quickly. Unlike the next book that I'm going to be reading, and that is for an extra challenge of featuring royalty. I started this book a while back. Honestly, I don't even remember when I started it, but I can tell you now that I only made it 50 pages in without putting it down, and I'm going to challenge myself to finish it in July, and I will be reading A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. I'm honestly just ready to be able to say that I finished this book as well as A Court of Frost and Starlight, so that I can continue to finish all of her works that I own. And then for the Choose a Book at Random challenge, which was also an extra challenge, I picked We Hunt the Flame out of my TBR jar. I did this the other day while on FaceTime with Sydney, and I screamed because it literally picked itself out of my jar, and then it ended up being a really big fantasy book. But like, honestly, I don't even know what this is about, and I know a lot of people have read it and it's got tons and tons of hype, but we will see how I enjoy that one as well. Finally, for one of my mage challenges, sorry y'all, I have a gruesome, gory, or gritty book, and I guess I didn't really want to read a horror book for this, and so with that being said, I'm currently reading Slasher Girls and Monster Boys, so I'm just gonna use this because like I had that much left to read of it, and figured, you know, short stories, it'll be easier to get through. So I'm going to continue reading this and finish it. Then for the extra challenge of reread a favorite, R.H. Sin is one of my favorite poets, so I just picked the first volume of poetry off my shelf that I own by him that I've already read and loved, of course, and that is Planting Gardens and Graves Volume 2. I really enjoy all of his writing. I just feel like he understands women way more than anybody in this world could honestly understand, and it just makes me feel so much better when I'm having one of my rough days. And so I will be reading Planting Gardens and Graves Volume 2. The next book you will see in another TBR video coming soon, and that is Deep Blue by Jennifer Donnelly. This book I am also using for a mage challenge, and that is a book that takes place at sea. Obviously this is about mermaids, so it's taking place at sea. The whole cover is the sea. So I've owned this forever as well. I bought it at a discount store. Honestly, I don't remember where I bought it, but I'm going to be reading this finally. Then another mage challenge that I'm going to be completing is a beautiful or colorful book, and for that book I have picked Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore. I've owned this book forever. I bought it at Books A Million. I don't know why I was fixing to scream Barnes & Noble out because I've never been there, but I bought it at Books A Million on sale, and just this whole cover is what drew me to the book to start with, so I'm going to be reading it. And it should be a pretty quick read too because it's pretty short. Then for my horror book, I don't want to read a Stephen King book, don't feel like really reading a thriller, so I picked up Death Note Black Edition Volume 4. I know it's backwards for y'all. I promise that's 4 and that's not 6. But it's basically like trying to figure out who's killing everybody, so this is technically horror, I believe. And I'm trying to finish this series before the end of the year as well, so I can read that and get it out of the way. And then the very last book that I currently have with me that I will be completing a challenge with is a war, military, or political themed book, and this book takes place, I believe, well, here it is, it takes place in 1943 and has some stuff to do with the Nazis. So I'm reading Girl in the Blue Coat by Monica Hess. She actually came to YALLFest last year, and I seen a lot of people with this book, and I really didn't know anything about it until YALLFest last year, and I decided to buy it. And I'm honestly kind of excited to read it because it puts me in the mind of The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak, just because I guess the time period and just the way the cover looks and everything. And then for my book that features dragons, I am waiting for it to come in the mail, but that is Talon by Julie Kagawa. And I know that it has more than one book to the series, obviously. So the next book in the series challenge, I'm going to use the sequel to it as long as I enjoy it, which I'm sure I'm going to, which is called Rogue. And then for the group book, Stardust by Neil Gaiman, it's also on its way. And my outside my comfort zone, y'all know your girl cannot stand hardly to read ebooks anymore. I can't focus when I read them for some reason. So I'm going double out of my comfort zone for this one. I'm reading a nonfiction book, and it's an ebook that I got off of NetGalley, and it is On Your Anxiety. So with that being said, I do believe I have covered everything for this readathon that I'm going to be reading and such. There probably will be, I don't know about daily vlogs, but maybe a weekly vlog coming out every week in July. I'm taking over somebody else's job this month as well while they go on vacation, Then I'm going on vacation for a couple days. It's just going to be a crazy month, but comment down below if y'all are participating. If you are, let me know what team you are on and what your most intimidating greed is for this month, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!